Despite reaching a record high earlier this week, the price of gold is now falling. As of this evening, the precious metal is valued at about $4,900 per ounce. That's down 8% from an all-time high of more than $5,600 per ounce on Thursday. So that record high just yesterday. The price of silver and copper also down after breaking records this week. Gold prices have been surging this week due to President Trump's tariffs, ongoing geopolitical uncertainty, and President Trump's nomination of the Fed chair, wondering who he was going to name. Deutsche Bank predicts that gold could reach $6,000 per ounce by the end of the year. So let's bring in Sabrina Escobar, a reporter covering the stock market at Barron's. Why were people buying it, and why are people now selling it?
You know, and I think you kind of hit on all of the reasons people were buying gold. Gold has been on this massive surge for the better part of the past year or two. It recently hit new highs, and then it plummeted yesterday. Or today, actually. So these are the two separate things that we have to think about. So as to why it rose, there's a lot to do with geopolitical uncertainty, economic uncertainty. People, when they feel as if they're not doing well in the economy or that they're scared of something happening, tend to flock to these so-called safe haven assets, which gold is one of them, right?
Why?
Because it's something you can keep in the bank. It's tangible. It doesn't carry the risk that an equity carries, right? You know that you're going to have your bar of gold there, and that's what it's going to cost, right? And it just feels very safe for people. And the reason that we actually saw gold prices plummet today has to do very much so with President Trump's nomination of Kevin Warsh to the Federal Reserve Board, well, chair of the Federal Reserve. And that's because it eliminates a certain element of uncertainty. So if uncertainty drives up the price of gold, if we have one more element kind of determined, which is we have a Federal Reserve Board chair, then who is also, you know, for that matter, kind of a known entity, and you know what he might be doing or what he might be thinking about the economy, then that's one less uncertainty element out there.
Does how up and down precious metals are have any effect on the American dollar?
You know, it definitely is related. So you see that the price of gold and the price and the strength of the dollar are kind of inversely correlated. So when the dollar goes up, gold prices tend to go down, and vice versa. So, you know, whether one affects the other, it tends to be kind of the other way around. The dollar can sometimes drive the price of gold and other metal prices because, again, it goes back to this idea of trying to find a better safe haven, which in this case, it could be gold if the dollar is feeling weak.
Okay, Sabrina Escobar, thanks so much.
Thank you.